So I'm bored now. I'm waiting. I'm done. Everything's done. I just can't quite get my head around it. I shocked myself today. Vicky was here, but before she got here, I was clearing out and cleaning my kitchen cutlery drawers. There's three of them, one with everyday cutlery and then two with utensils and things and everything in. And they've been bugging me for years actually. Um, and never something I've felt able to get to and just get on with, because other stuff gets in the way and I only have or have had only a certain amount of energy. So I cleared all of those out today and cleaned them, put them back together. Very happy with that. Vicky was here, she cleaned. I'd cooked the rest of the lamb that I bought just after Easter. I'd cooked that in the slow cooker, so we had that with some roast potatoes and the rest of a cabbage that I'd got for our main meal. And then this afternoon, I took everything off the dresser and washed it and cleaned the dresser and put it all back together again. It's just so unusual for me to be able to do that. I'm really, really pleased. And I can only think that my inflammation levels must be so low with the sugar and gluten avoidance as far as possible. I think that that's what's made the difference. It's just, but it's not every day. Some days I'm not, some days I am, and I'm just thinking I forgot to take my supplements, and it's now 9:30. I'm meant to take them in my eating window. Oh well, I'll take them in a minute. Um, so yeah, I'm really pleased about that. All the washing's done. There's a bit more that's going to go on in an hour, and then I'll dry it tomorrow. And then I've got everything I want. Mark started packing. I've even packed a couple of bits. Not quite finished. Not yeah. That would be just ridiculous. I thought I really will then have nothing to do if I start packing. Um, we were sitting in the garden this afternoon, having a cup of tea about I think it's about 5:30, and the dogs were noisy yesterday afternoon, and had been left yesterday afternoon, and they were noisy this afternoon, and fighting and barking and growling and fighting, and it went on. And he was out the back. We knew he was there. We could hear him moving his car around and doing whatever he was doing out the back, completely oblivious, turning a blind eye, couldn't give a shit. Eventually, I stood up and really shouted. I used the F word because we know that I do that. And within a minute, dead silence. So he'd responded to me shouting. It's just not on. It's a ferié day as well. It's like it was meant to be like a fucking Sunday, and both of our ferié days that are meant to be like a Sunday have been disturbed. It's just not. It's not okay. And if anybody's watching that knows him and tells him what I'm saying, tell him it's not fucking okay because it isn't. So we will. I am keeping a note of it as well in my diary. Um, we'll wait till we come home, see how things are when we get home, and when we're ready, we'll go to this conciliator and get that rolling. I can email him. He's got an email address on there, so I can email him and get that rolling because I'm. It's just oppressive, and I'm not prepared to put up with it anymore. It's horrible for us. It's very common in France for dogs to bark. Very common in France for dogs to be left alone and to bark. But living next door to it is oppressive, and I'm not prepared to put up with it. You've got to stand up for yourself sometimes. That's what I'm going to do. We've just put the chickens away. Just put the chickens away. That splint is still on. I don't think it will be on for much longer, though. She's got straggling bits of tape out the back. But because they're out the back, I don't think she can reach them. She can unpeel them so far, and then they're hanging out the back. So we'll see how they are tomorrow. But she's coming out. She's moving as quickly as everybody else. Little bit hobbly, but they're all out together. Nobody's broody. That's just unbelievable. That has been such hard work. And Ida, when Ida's happy, she stampedes. When there were three of them with her mum and her half brother, they'd stampede around that park area, that big garden bit. They'd stampede, often at this time of night at dusk. I always complained about it because I couldn't film it because the light levels were too low, but they'd stampede around the garden. And now she's on her own on the nights, the evenings when she's really happy, which was obviously this evening. She stampedes up after us, and you hear her coming. And then, I mean, we were watching for her, so you see her, but she really pelts up the garden. She came up behind me maybe the night before last, and I forgot and wasn't paying attention. But she stops dead. Never a bit like dogs, when dogs come charging towards you, quite often they'll go around you. She's the same. She stops dead. She never gets me, but it's just so lovely knowing that she's that happy. So yeah, that's pleasant. So that's it really. That's what's going on. What's going on is I'm bored. I don't know what to do with myself. I've done all I can. I can't think of anything else that I need to sort out. Everything's got sorted out. Finally, after all this time, much of it left over from last year when the house went into uproar. And then some of it over the years where I've not been well, and to be able to do two jobs, two unimportant jobs in the scheme of things, but be able to do them, things, especially the cutlery drawers. The drawers have really bugged me. Just all the stuff that drops in over time when you've got one open and you're cooking and stuff drops in. Getting all that out, it's really good. So that's that. There's no clouds. Lots of aircraft up there today. Lots of aircraft. But not really any clouds. So I didn't do a cloud video today. I'll do one tomorrow maybe. So the weather has been really nice today. We were sitting in the garden. It's going to be, Joe says it's going to be 28 on centigrade on Saturday. We're eating out in the evening, so I'm hopeful that we can sit outside. That'll be really nice. But then the weather's going to go downhill again on Sunday, so the house sitters are not going to have great weather, sadly. I don't know what the weather forecast is in England. I'm going to be looking over the sea. I'm not sure how that's going to be. I like sea that moves, so I don't mind if it's rough. I really enjoy turbulent sea, so I don't mind if it's rough. But it would be quite nice to have some nice weather as well. I've been looking at menus and filtering out the gluten stuff, and it looks like I'm going to be eating a lot of sea bass, which I like, so that's not a problem. But I'm going to be eating a lot of sea bass on some of our eating expeditions. Anyway, I'm going to go back to not really doing a lot, play some Scrabble, play my game, and how many sleeps? Where are we? It's only Thursday. Is it? Thursday, Friday. So 3 more sleeps. Oh my God. 3 more sleeps. Oh well. Okay. See you soon.